Hi everyone, welcome to the dark side of YouTube. I'm your host eyessassin, also known as Asian Harry Styles. In this occasion I'm gonna throw my opinions on new record from one of the best artists in the world, Taylor Swift. So without any further ado, let's get started. Fearless, Taylor version. After her masters were sold to an old foe, Swift's re-recording project starts with her 2008 opus on the teen girl experience, an apposite contrast to venal male industry executives. In 2012, Def Leppard announced in robust style that they would be re-recording their biggest hits. It was provoked by a dispute with their former record label, designed to punch them in the bollocks, said frontman Joe Elliott. "We effing built that company. We built their penthouse sushi bar, wherever it may be, and they just treated us like S-word." This is a sentiment with which Taylor Swift may empathize. She hasn't actually threatened harm to the testicles of her former label boss Scott Borchetta, and Scooter Braun, the manager who bought the master rights to her first 6 albums, then sold them to an investment fund for an estimated $300 million. But if an album ever seemed like a musical equivalent of a painful knee to the groin, then Fearless, Taylor's version, is it. It is the opening salvo in Swift's plan to re-record all of her material that was sold without her consent, and she clearly means everything. It contains not just Fearless, but extra tracks from the original album's deluxe edition, a contemporaneous track from a film soundtrack, and 6 previously unreleased songs from the era. It's the best part of 2 hours of music. Her fans will no doubt support the re-recordings, and the wider market doesn't seem to care whether or not they're listening to the definite article. For instance, take That's Reimagined Greatest Hits album Odyssey went platinum, a compilation of re-recorded ELO hits made the top 10. Moreover, Swift still owns the publishing rights to her songs and can block owners of the original recordings from using them in films, TV shows or ads. Her decision to start the re-recording process not with her debut, but its 2008 successor seems telling. Her debut went 7 times platinum in the US, but her songwriting came into sharp focus on Fearless, revealing an 18-year-old who could not only knock out indelible melodies and choruses with the efficiency of a Nordic pop factory, a facility that, if anything, seems more remarkable listening to the re-recordings 13 years on, but who also wrote lyrics that spoke directly to a teenage audience. Fearless deals in wistful reminiscence about female adolescence. When you're 15, feeling like there's nothing to figure out. This is life before you know who you're going to be, as one of its most celebrated songs puts it. You could raise an eyebrow at the worldly wise tone emanating from a woman at the ripe old age of 18, but that was the point. The best writing on Fearless offers a brilliant fixing of the understandable teenage impulse to mythologize the recent past, to carry on as if it's ancient history, because teenage lives are in constant flux and forward motion, packed with events that invite nostalgia because they can only happen once. No one has a second first kiss or loses their virginity twice. As a result, Fearless is the kind of album in which fans have a genuine emotional investment. If you want to construct a narrative of a beloved female artist pouring her heart and soul into work that resonated with her audience, writing the songs that saved your life, as the Smiths put it, versus the dead-eyed male music industry operatives interested in nothing but money, it's a very smart place to start. It is tempting to suggest that the lyrics on Fearless might take on a different hue sung by a woman now in her 30s, but the new recordings militate against it. Backed by her touring band, her voice sounding essentially the same as it did in 2008, Swift has resisted any temptation to alter the song's pop country arrangements or lyrics, even when the latter could have used a nip and tuck. Perhaps the more experienced songwriter might have shied away from mentioning Kissing in the Rain with such alarming regularity. Attempting to compare these new recordings and the originals is vexing. Is the production slightly brighter? Is her vocal a little more forward in the mix? But obviously that close similarity was the objective. The 6 new songs aren't blockbusters. There's nothing here to challenge Love Story's superb Springsteen in a prom dress saga of romance and escape for the title of the best things Swift had written by that point, a song that could have appeared on any of her subsequent albums, but there's fun to be had speculating on why Swift plucked them from unreleased obscurity now. Take Mr. Perfectly Fine, a story of a blithe former squeeze that seems to take on new resonances given the backstory of her re-recordings project and the singer's description of Scooter Braun as the definition of toxic male privilege. Hello Mr. Casually Cruel, Mr. Everything revolves around you, he goes about his day, forgets he even heard my name. She sings it with a certain relish, like someone whose anger is mitigated by the knowledge that she's successfully put one over on her nemesis. Overall, this record is enjoyable and great. I bless this record 8.5 out of 10. If you get time, you can check out my music, I leave the link in the description. Feel free to comment down below what's your takes, and perhaps you can recommend me track or album that I can review in the next video. Hit the like or dislike button to rate this video. It could help me a lot to improve my content. Thanks for watching, and please don't cry. I'll see you in the next video. Bye nerds.